are not done talking. For some, they're only beginning to speak.
Storytelling is an important part of resilience.
Two people who know a lot about preserving history talk about oral histories of 9/11, first-hand accounts from people who were at Ground Zero, the Pentagon, or Shanksville on 9/11, or at the Trade Center during the 1993 bombing.
There's a lot of emotions that come to the surface, but those emotions is what connects to people, and then it's no longer something you read in a textbook.
Joseph Pfeiffer was the first fire chief to respond to the Trade Center site. Some of his story is detailed in the 9/11 documentary film by Jules and Gedeon Naudet.
It looked like the plane was aiming towards the building.
But the full story he told as part of the 9/11 Museum's oral history collection.
I think that the way I convinced him was to say, I want to talk to you about Kevin as much as I want to talk to you about 9/11.
Amy Weinstein runs the oral history program and talks about Chief Pfeiffer's brother, Kevin. He was an FDNY lieutenant who lost his life on 9/11, rescuing people as he'd been trained and had been ordered by his brother.
We looked at each other without saying a word, wondering if each of us was going to be okay.
Pfeiffer's account of his brother was part of a larger commitment the museum first made in 2006.
We do our best to record at least one remembrance for each and every person who was killed that day. It's not in everybody's cultural makeup to want to record an oral history, but we've done our best and we continue to record.
Chief Pfeiffer recorded more than one session. As a key eyewitness, he had much to tell.
My memoir really started with the oral history, where instead of writing it, I just spoke.
He's talking about Ordinary Heroes, an account of what his firefighters and he did on 9/11. All of the oral histories connect listeners with what happened and what continues to unfold, in some ways, tragically.
We didn't realize quite how sick people would become. We get emails sent in on a regular basis. I was not ready to speak before now.
Speaking, says someone with deep experience, has a profound effect.
To support each other in different ways by understanding what the other person has gone through. 9/11 gave all victims of terrorism a voice.